Hello dear viewers, listen to the informational program from TV Badakhshan about political and social life of the region. In the studio with you, Nuzibu Mamatahurova. The solemn celebration of the 32nd anniversary of the establishment of the Armed Forces of the Republic of Tajikistan was held at a regional theatre named after Mehrabon Nazarov, with the participation of the chairman of Badakhshan, Mirza Nabot Alisher Khodoberdi. In front of the theatre, a festive performance dedicated to the Day of the National Army, consisting of patriotic poems and songs, was performed by children from preschool institutions of the city and high school students.
In front of the regional theatre named after Mehrabon Nazarov in Koruk City, the chairman of the region, Mirza Nabot Alisher Khodoberdi, and the delegation were welcomed by the representative of preschool institutions and high school students in military uniforms who hoisted the state's flag of the Republic of Tajikistan. Before the starting for festive event dedicated to the 32nd anniversary of the establishment of the country's armed forces, the state flag of the Republic of Tajikistan was solemnly hoisted into the hall and the national anthem of the Republic of Tajikistan sounded. Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Assembly of the Republic of Tajikistan, the chairman of the region, Mirza Nabot Alisher Khodoberdi, congratulated the participants on behalf of the executive body of state power of the region on the 32nd anniversary of establishment of the armed forces of the Republic of Tajikistan, noting that the establishment of the armed forces of the country occurred in a very sensitive period for the Tajik nation and was implemented through the tireless efforts of the great leader of the nation, the President of the Republic of Tajikistan, the Supreme Commander-in-Chief of the armed forces of the country, His Excellency Imam Ali Rahman. The outstanding role of the great leader of the nation and the establishment and development of the National Army of the Republic of Tajikistan was invaluable, and it was said that it was on the basis of the decision of the Supreme Council of the country laid the foundation stone of the armed forces of the Republic of Tajikistan on December 18 in 1992. In a very short time, despite the furious resistance of anti-government forces and criminal groups, and the units of the armed forces of the country were formed, and on this basis, on February 23 in 1993, a military march was held for the first time in the capital of the country, Dushanbe. This glorious day was officially declared the date of the establishment of the armed forces of the Republic of Tajikistan. The chairman of Badakhshan, Mirza Nabot Alisher Khodoberdi, noted that during the difficult and tragic years of the civil war, our young army, together with the country's law enforcement agency, made a courageous contribution to protecting state independence, protecting the borders of the homeland, neutralizing terrorists and extremist groups, armed criminal gangs, and drug trafficking. It was said that in the turmoil and conflicts on the first years of independence and the subsequent events, the combat skills of our military forces were honed, and several generations of personnel and soldiers grew up who today are able to give a worthy response to any potential and real danger. In this path, thousands of loyal children of the nation showed unparalleled courage and were awarded high awards by the state. It is a pity that hundreds of brave and courageous young men on the homeland gave their lives for the freedom and honor of the nation. That is why the government of the Republic of Tajikistan and the grateful Tajik people will never forget the heroism of their devoted children. The head of the region, Mirza Nabot Alisher Khodoberdi, recalled the good work of the draft commission's government structures as well as the comprehensive support of the people. It was said that by conducting explanatory propaganda and educational work in parallel with other beneficial events, we have the opportunity to continue the good tradition during the conscription season. Now in armed forces of the Republic of Tajikistan, all conditions for service and life are available, and it remains a school where every soldier, in addition to education, profession skills, and military skills, also develops in himself the best human qualities such as courage, friendship, compassion, and patience, and deeply understands the importance of supporting each other, serving honestly, and helping colleges. It was said the military personnel need constantly to improve their knowledge and professional skills without losing their political alertness and intelligence, and always be ready to eliminate emergency and unforeseen situations. The government of the Republic of Tajikistan, in order to further enhance the country's defense capabilities, along with other necessary measures to increase the combat readiness of the armed forces, regularly organize and conducts joint anti-terrorist exercise, large-scale operational tactical exercise, mobilization training exercise, and territorial defense groups with the involvement of the executive body of the state power and citizen in reserve. The chairman of the region, Mirza Nabot Alisher Al-Sheikh Khudoberdi emphasized that the executive body of the state power of the region, based on the instruction and guidance of the great leader of the nation, are making efforts to further strengthen relations with the units of the armed forces and other military and law enforcement agencies and collectively take beneficial measures to further strengthen them. The armed forces and other law enforcement agencies, in turn, in addition to fulfilling their direct task, also actively participate in various events of the executive body of the state power of the region. Regarding strengthening the country's defense capabilities, the chairman of the region emphasized that we must work together and be vigilant and smart in fulfilling our official duties. Let us never forget that the current peaceful and calm atmosphere of independent Tajikistan was achieved under the leadership and guidance of our nationally loving leader, Honorable Imomali Rahmoon. It should be remembered that the people of Tajikistan are proud of their armed forces and see in the faces of every general officer and soldier and brave and courageous sons of our beloved homeland. It was said that our people have faith and confidence that you have always been and will remain faithful to your military oath. For their worthy contribution to ensuring the protection of the borders and homeland, the rule of law and social stability, demonstrating high service responsibility while performing military duties, active participation in public affairs, and on the occasion of the 32nd anniversary of the consolidation of the armed forces of the Republic of Tajikistan, some employees of the military, the State Committee of National Security and military units, military bodies, the Defense Ministry and veterans were honored in a solemn atmosphere with certificates of honor from the chairman of the region and commemorative gifts. Participants in various military and sports competitions were also awarded certificates of honor and souvenirs on behalf of the executive body of state power of the region. At the end of the solemn event, a concert program prepared by the culture figures of the region with the theme of patriotism, perseverance, and self-knowledge was presented to the audience.
The United Nations has declared February 21st as an International Language Day, and this historic day is celebrated every year in all countries of the world. Teachers and professors of the Institute of the Humanities, named after Bahadur Iskandarov of the National Academy of Sciences of Tajikistan, celebrated this day by holding a scientific and practical conference on the topic Language Diversity, an important factor of cultural identity and sustainable development. The report of our colleagues is a continuation of this topic.
The Scientific and Practical Conference dedicated to the International Language Day was opened by the Director of Institute of Humanities, named after Bahadur Iskandarov of the National Academy of Sciences of Tajikistan, Qalandarion Hakim Safar, and congratulated all his colleagues and in their person all the speakers of the home language and the glorious people of Tajikistan on this great day. Having discussed in detail the role of the creative identity of the language, he stated that language acts in the process of expressing identity in two ways, oral and written. He recited examples from famous verses of classical poets about the eloquence of the noble Tajik language, which reveal the creative identity of the language. Doctor of Philological Sciences, senior scientific worker of the Institute of Language and Literature, Safina Abdulloeva, figuratively congratulated all colleagues on this day and expressed the most important points about the language, and in particular the Tajik language, which has been used and developed from ancient to our time. It was noted that the native language is one of the first signs of the ethnic and national belonging of every person. One of the functions of the language is to connect a person with his ancestors, and his spiritual product becomes the basis of national self-awareness. The native language is a sweet and sacred word for every person. A child who has just opened his eyes in the world of existence needs the mother's love, which is expressed in his native language, and under this pleasant and heartwarming tone, he feels comfortable, embraces, and waits to hear a word of this pure and sacred word to become worthy of the high meaning tone of his mother. Doctor of Philology, senior scientific worker of the Department of Premier Language of the Institute of Humanities, spoke on the topic of the communicative status of language and its reflection in the legislation of states, calling language a part of the policy of each state and nation. It was mentioned that the law on the Tajik language regulates using of the language in official work. During the speech, opinions were expressed on the multilingualism of the language of each state and nation, and it was noted that today there are 7,000 languages in the world, of which 43% are under threat of extinction. A small number of languages occupy a prominent place in education and work, and less than 100 are used in the world of digital technology. In Russia, it was determined that in 1917 there were 193 languages, but at the time of the signing of the agreement of the dissolution of the Soviet Union in December 1991, only 40 languages were listed. An average of 2 languages were disappearing every year. Currently, 136 languages in Russia are on the verge of extinction, and 20 have already been included in the list of dead languages. It was noted that experts believe that for a language to survive, it should be spoken by at least 100,000 people. It was noted that languages have existed in all eras, then disappeared. Sometimes they did not leave a trace, but previously the rate of language extinction was much lower than in the 20th century. It is a matter of pride for every native speaker that today, in our beloved country, the state language is the subject of comprehensive care and support from the state and the government of the Republic of Tajikistan, because care and support for the native language is first of all support for one's own people and nation. It is precisely at the initiative of the leader of the nation that our native language, the Tajik language, is being heard from the podiums of influential international organizations, and the prestige of the Tajik language in the international arena is gradually increasing.
During the country's independence, at the initiative of the founder of peace and national unity, the leader of the nation, the president of the Republic of Tajikistan, Honorable Emomali Rahmon, special attention was paid to the banking sector, and the banking system in the city and districts of Badakhshan has achieved significant results in recent years. Arvan Bank Service Center began its operation on December 4, 2020, and to date this bank has provided service in the areas of providing loans, transferring funds, and attracting deposits. In 2023, the bank's loan portfolio amounted to more than 4 million somoni, and the number of clients was 415. In accordance with the decree of the founder of peace and national unity, the leader of the nation, the president of the Republic of Tajikistan, Emomali Rahmon, date June 22, 2023, number 586, on measures to expand non-cash settlements. The center offers its customers an electronic wallet, Arvan, and a payment card free of charge. It should be noted that along with other activities of the banking system, the bank's service center Arvan also offers clients loans for trade, service, production, development of full crafts, and employees of budgetary sector, so that each client can enjoy the service of this bank in a short time. The employees of the Arvan Bank Service Center are constantly trying to provide customers with as many loans as possible with low interest rates. Money transfers and deposits are also considered one of the active services of the bank, and the employees of the bank provide money transfers to customers for the Russian Federation and other countries of the world using certain system. This method has facilitated the operation of banking service, and over the past few years, residents of the city and districts of the region have been sending money to other countries through certain systems. It should be noted that the number of users of Arvan Bank Service Center mobile wallet is 1.225, and the number of payment cards is 501. The employees of Arvan Bank Service Center will continue to make efforts to activate banking service, attract more customers, and provide banking service at the acquired level for residents and customers.
Dear viewers, the informational program has come to the end. See you soon.